Hello everybody. A few weeks ago I did a decibel measurement test of the JBL Xtreme speaker on maximum volume while playing music using the noise app on my Apple Watch, but now I'm making another video where I will again play music on maximum volume on the JBL Xtreme, but now measure the decibels using the Decibel Metre sound level app, which is available in the App Store. So let's start the music and the meter. First the meter, of course.
If I had to live my life without you near me, the days would all be empty. The nights would seem so long.
As you could see, during the first few seconds of the song, which consisted of the instrumental intro, the app measured sound levels ranging between 76 and 108 decibels. The readings fluctuated constantly with several measurements around 100 decibels, as well as many others in the 80 and 90 decibel range. According to the app, the average sound level was 57.9 decibel, while the maximum recorded level was 108 decibel. The minimum reading of 44.4 decibel can be ignored since the sound level meter was already running before the music started. As soon as the vocals began, the sound level immediately reached a new record. Within the very first words, the measurements increased to 109.9 decibels and then quickly climbed to 121.6 decibel. After that, it dropped back to 112 and 109 decibel, briefly fell into the 100 decibel range and even into the 80 decibel range before rising again to 104 and 105 decibels. The readings then dropped quite noticeably to 95, 85 and even 79 decibels. That is particularly interesting because the music itself did not appear to become any quieter. One possible explanation is that the vocals had temporarily stopped, leaving only the instrumental part of the song. That theory seems to be supported by what happened next. As soon as the vocals returned, the measurements immediately reached another new peak of 127 decibel. They then dropped to 106 decibel, rose again to 123 decibel and eventually fell back into the 90 decibel range. This may simply be because the singer was finishing the praise, causing the overall sound level to decrease slightly. By the third vocal section, the readings became even more variable, although they still seem to follow the dynamics of the music. The measurements briefly reached 114 decibels, dropped back into the 90 decibel range, then increased to 112 decibel, fell to 92 decibel, rose to 103 decibel and finally returned to 114 decibel. Overall, this test clearly shows that the app responds very dynamically to changes within the music, especially when vocals begin or end. Even though the speaker's volume remained at maximum throughout the test, the measured sound levels fluctuated considerably depending on the musical content. About safety, overall, this measurement suggests that listening this close to the speaker at maximum volume may expose you to sound levels that are high enough to pose a risk to your hearing, especially during longer listening sessions, but also during short listening sessions. These levels are very high. Although smartphone sound level apps are not professional measuring instruments, the recorded values indicate that caution is definitely recommended when listening at maximum volume. If you listen at this volume, try to keep your distance from the speaker and avoid prolonged exposure to help protect your hearing. Thanks for watching and stay safe while listening to music.